Today I want to talk about what has been working and what hasn't been working in this 30-day film challenge. I started this challenge with the intent of figuring out how to get comfortable in front of the camera, to practice my editing skills, to create better videos, and I've learned a lot along the way so far. The number one, and those are not in any particular order, is I started out by filming about 2 weeks worth, so about to the point where we're at now in watching videos, before I started to actually post them online, do the editing and all of that kind of stuff. And at first it started out really well, and I've been really good at being able to post consistently every night and get them out there in sequential order for 14 days now. The filming, on the other hand, hasn't been going as well. I actually got to day 18, and then day 19, for whatever reason, I started talking about the subject, and I got brain freeze, basically. And this is a subject that I've talked about a lot over the years. It's one of my favorite subjects. I'm not going to spoil it for you, so you could, go watch it later. I did finally film it last night. And I had to make some notes. And that's something also, well, with this challenge, I pull a subject out of a box right before or as I'm filming it, and I don't know what that subject's going to be. So there's no actual research going to involved in most of the films that I'm making right now. That particular subject, though, I ended up having to research some stuff, and it was very interesting to discover that it was, in some cases, I can talk about that subject for hours on end, but for whatever reason, sitting in front of the camera, my brain just froze up and I wasn't able to talk about it in the way that I wanted to. That's another thing. Filming with a cat. I live in a studio apartment, and my cat, Frankie, is allowed to free roam and, do what kitty cats do. And sometimes she gets in the way, sometimes she's wanting to play with a plastic bag, or, she's yowling, or, thumping around doing her parkour. Sometimes she doesn't want to leave me alone, especially if I start moving my hands a lot. She thinks that's playtime. I could put her in the bathroom, and she's really good about just sitting there, and she hasn't figured out that she can make a lot of noise and disturb me again. But she'll go in there. But I don't want to do that because this is her house, and she should be allowed to do whatever she wants. And she's trying to pounce at my hands again. I have just recently started using the lav mic. Probably just made a lot of noise. So that the volume of the sound and the quality of the sound is much better than what it was, and you can hopefully hear me better. I have lighting packages that I use if I'm filming at night and there's not enough natural light coming in. I want to make sure that there's good picture, and you can see my face. There's not a lot of shadows and stuff, and you can see the background and things like that. The biggest issue that I've had is editing. Now, confession time, I did go to film school, as many of the people who are subscribed to me right now know. I did take editing class. It was 11 years ago. It was in Avid, which is not a program that I'm using now. I passed that class, but I don't remember most of everything. I wasn't pleased with the way it was taught. and it really turned me off from editing. I didn't want to do it. So I'm doing it now. I'm using Canva for some of the stuff to add text and pictures, to do the initial putting things together. I haven't figured out how to cut out things. Like if I had a spot here that, Frankie was doing something and I didn't want it in there, to go in and be able to splice it and take it out. I will figure that out. I'm also using Clipchamp. It's a Microsoft application for editing, and it also allows me to add music. I can use free music, and the stickers that I put on my videos, that comes from Clipchamp as well. It's been really good. It's free, and the hardest part with all of that in the editing process is the downloading and exporting. If my video is longer than 7.5 minutes, I can't download it directly into Canva. It's too big. So I have to put it into Clipchamp and basically cut it in half, and export the first half, then go back in, recut it, export the second half, and then download both halves into Canva, put it all together, put my front and back cards, and then download it to my computer, upload it into Clipchamp, and then I add the music and the stickers and whatever else I find that I want to add, and then download that, export that when I'm done, and then I'm going to download it into YouTube, and then YouTube does its stuff. So between all the uploading, downloading, exporting, all that kind of stuff, it's about that alone is an hour and a half of my time. An hour and a half just to upload and download. It's crazy. It's crazy how long it takes. I usually read a book or something while that's happening, but it's been a big learning experience, and I'm going to power through for the last couple of weeks here because we got a lot more to talk about. And then I'll probably go to a format of maybe only posting once or twice a week, just because of how long it takes for the editing process. Usually what happens, my day looks like this. I get up in the morning, get myself ready for work and feed the cat and all that kind of stuff. And then I sit down and I film this. And then I go to work. And then when I come home from work, I have dinner, feed the cat, hang out for a little bit, maybe watch the Cubs game if the game's on. And I know I should probably start this earlier, but around 8 to 9 o'clock is when I start my editing process. Things are quieter in the building, and I can actually, concentrate. So I'll start that process, and sometimes it doesn't get done until 11:30, 12 o'clock, and then I'm going to bed at midnight, 12:30. But it has been getting done, and I really meant to do some editing over the weekend and try to get ahead and have those ready, because you can download them into YouTube and you can schedule them to have them play at a later time. And I didn't. I did have spent some time with some friends, did some reading, did a lot of goofing around, and I should have, I need to make this more of a priority and actually think of this more as a job. It's not a hobby. It's going to be a job. It's something that I really want to do. I am very much, other than getting a headache when I'm editing, which isn't that bad, I'm very much enjoying this process. I'm enjoying sitting down and talking about the different subjects and filming myself. I'm getting much more comfortable. So I hope you're enjoying it too. We will talk again at the end of 30 days and talk about how much more has improved or other things that have gone awry. And I hope you'll stick around for that. And I hope you're enjoying the content so far. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, I sure hope that you will. And share this with other people that you think might enjoy this as well.